Anupama March 2nd written update. Prarthana and Ansh welcome their baby girl. The episode begins with Rahi and Peri talking about Anupama's birthday. Peri shows off a sari she bought for herself, while Rahi shows a handmade card that she made for her mother. Rahi also informs Peri that Prem has planned a surprise for Anupama and that they will not forget anything. Even though the family is going through some tough situations, Anupama reminisces about her past and thinks about Anuj. She wishes that he were there to wish her on her birthday and be there for her. She later gets a call and finds out that Ansh and Prarthana have gone to the hospital. Ansh and Prarthana have a baby at the hospital. Ansh breaks down when he sees Anupama and tells her that he is worried about Prarthana. Just then, the doctor comes out of the room and tells everyone that Prarthana has given birth to a healthy baby girl. Everyone rejoices and shares how they cannot wait to meet the baby. Anupama gives her well wishes to Vasundhara and celebrates with the Kothari family. However, Vasundhara comments that the baby should not share the same fate as Anupama, even though she was born on the same day as Anupama. This comment stuns everyone who looks at Vasundhara. Anupama accidentally holds the baby first and then blesses her to have nothing but good things in her life. She prays to God to keep Prarthana and the baby safe, and to ensure that her fate is written well. While Vasundhara and Kyati talk about who will take the baby in their arms for the first time, Anupama comments that the right to do that is with Prarthana and Ansh only. Gautam also gets emotional seeing her baby, and even holds her in his arms as she starts crying in his arms. He later gives the baby back to Prem and Rahi. Seeing all of this, Vasundhara jokes and says that the baby girl already knows who her father is. Hasmukh gently tells her that what is written cannot be changed. Leela urges her not to spoil the happy atmosphere. Paritosh, however, taunts about raising someone else's child. The room stiffens. Anupama and Leela shoot him disapproving looks. Anupama confronts him calmly. Love does not depend on blood. Rahi and Paritosh are both her children, yet one tests her patience more. Paritosh argues that the world recognizes only biological ties. Anupama counters him with confidence. Parenthood is about responsibility, not DNA. She tells him to watch. Ansh will prove himself as a father. Paritosh sarcastically adds, only if Gautam allows it. The mention of Gautam's name brings visible worry to Anupama's face. Elsewhere, Mahi questions Gautam about his silence after returning from the hospital. Gautam reveals his determination: he will reclaim his daughter. As long as he is alive, Ansh cannot give his name to the child. He claims fatherhood has changed him. Mahi stands confused, unsure whether to believe his transformation. Back at the Shah house, Anupama and Hasmukh distribute sweets to children. Hasmukh jokes that Anupama always warns against eating too many sweets, yet today she is distributing them freely. Anupama laughs and says sometimes one must become a child again, especially on birthdays. She shares a heartfelt wish: one day she wants to dedicate time to social service for elderly people, children, or animals. Life's responsibilities and limited resources make it difficult daily, but someday she will do it wholeheartedly. Hasmukh supports her dream. The mention of dreams brings Anuj back to her mind. She tells Hasmukh that Anuj once wanted to open an old age home. She expresses her desire to fulfill that dream someday. The longing in her voice is unmistakable. Soon, Prarthana and the baby arrive home. Peri excitedly says the decorations make the house look like they are standing inside a cake. Parag waits eagerly to hold his granddaughter. Vasundhara notices Anupama carrying the baby and subtly complains to Parag, questioning why Anupama is holding her when she has equal rights. Parag asks her to let it go, but Vasundhara's eyes reveal discomfort. She insists on taking the baby to her temple for blessings and calls for the father to step forward. Both Gautam and Ansh move simultaneously. The air grows tense. Anupama diplomatically says Vasundhara is calling the baby, not anyone specific. At the temple corner, Vasundhara thanks God for sending the child and surprisingly offers respect to Anupama as well. Anupama accepts the gesture gracefully. Prarthana warmly wishes Anupama on her birthday. The Shahs and the Kotharis gather together. Despite underlying rivalry, they share a few light dance moments. For a brief period, unity seems possible. Anupama takes pictures of the baby, her face glowing. Then her phone rings. The call changes everything. Anupama learns that the dance Ranis have received an invitation to perform in London after Holi, a 3-month engagement. She stands stunned. Rahi and Prem burst into excitement, imagining global recognition. They ask how long she will stay. Anupama says 3 months. Vasundhara cannot resist making a remark about Anupama giving lectures in London too. Laughter fills the room, but beneath it, thoughts begin shifting. Gautam silently thinks this is perfect. If Anupama leaves for London, it becomes easier for him to execute his plans regarding the baby. Anupama looks at the newborn and says perhaps the baby has brought good luck into her life. Rahi and Prem admit things will feel dull without her but encourage her to accept the opportunity. The celebration resumes, but cracks are forming. In the precap, Prarthana suddenly falls from the terrace, sending shockwaves through the house. Vasundhara consults a pundit, who ominously declares that the baby's horoscope shows troubling shadows around her. Vasundhara interprets this as a sign and decides to keep Anupama away from the baby, claiming the child must not share Anupama's fate. Anupama stands hurt, once again facing blame during her happiest moment. Anupama March 3, 2026 Written Update Review. This episode balances celebration and brewing conflict effectively. Gautam's silent determination adds tension beneath the festivities. The London offer introduces a major turning point in Anupama's journey. Vasundhara's subtle insecurity is beginning to take a sharper shape. The horoscope twist hints at emotional turmoil ahead. Anupama remains strong, but the shadow around the baby suggests stormy days are coming. Anupama March 3, 2026 Episode ratings. A layered episode where joy, ambition, insecurity, and hidden agendas quietly prepare for an emotional explosion.